Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Um, Today we are going to see the management process and organizational behavior. Okay, this is your unit 1. Okay, introduction to management and organizational behavior. We are going to see this point. Okay, first of all, before starting with this management behavior, okay, organizational behavior and management activity, I just want to give you few introduction part about the management. Okay, what do you mean by management? First of all, that you have to know very well. Okay, management means what? In the previous in the previous subject in business environment, I have told you about the meaning and definition of business. What do you mean by business? First of all, you should know the meaning and meaning of the business. Okay, then only we can able to understand the next point. Okay, business means what? Business is the very wide term. Okay, it includes all economic activity from production to distribution of goods and services. Always remember that it includes industry, trade, and other activities like banking, transport, insurance, which facilitate trade. Any person who is who is investing their money, time, and energy in any activity which engage in business occupation. Let us take an example of business include a whole complex field of commerce and industries. Always remember that business include commerce work and as well as the industry work. Okay. Human beings are a variety of needs. Okay, they can't satisfy by their individual efforts alone. Okay, they need to perform numerous activities to satisfy their wants. Okay, hence organizations are formed to cater the need of the society. Individual join organization and contributes their part of their well-beings of the society. Okay, you know that individual human beings, they are having their own wishes, right? And each and every person's wish cannot be satisfied. So even in the business also, definitely you are going to see the up and downs, right? Always you are not going to make a profit. Definitely there will be a huge amount of investment you have to do. Suppose some kind of some scenario may occur that in that scenario you may suffer a loss as well. Okay, so business include a wide variety of occupation concerned with the production of goods and services that are needed by the society in which they are living. Okay, economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. Always remember that your business, when you're doing any kind of business, you should know the up and downs of the business. You are ready to accept the losses as well, because all the times you are not going to make any kind of profit. Okay, so it's a human activity, it's a human nature that we require each and every time profit, but this kind of things is not going to be happen. Okay, okay, so business include lots of things. It also include commerce, it also include industries, it also include the management activities as well. Okay, let us see the business activities first of all, then we are going to see the management activities. What do you mean by business activities? First of all, okay, activity relating to the production of goods. In this group we include different kind of industries. Okay, take an example of primary industry, secondary industry, service industry. Okay, with the help of this classification, we can identify industries by their own services. Okay, there is one basic organization in which we all belong to that families. Okay, family is a unit of the society. Almost all the characteristics of the organization. Okay, organization is also one kind of family only, right? In an organization, there is group of 2 or more people working together to achieve a common objectives, and so as to in the family. The main aim of this family is to provide mental, physical, emotional satisfaction of the members of the society along with the general several goals. Okay, always remember that family appears in basic economic concepts such as labor, planning, contribution, distribution, etc. Okay, the family as a unit decide as the much members of the family will do which tasks. Okay, The head of the family, definitely his role is more, and the mother, her family is to manage the house. Okay, children, their role is to get education. Okay, after that they are going to do the job as well, but first priority is given to the education, right? So the father, I mean to say, the karta of the family, he may be the father or the grandfather, they are doing the job and they are bringing the money into the home. Okay, after that, they have to make a budget as well as, right, family budget. And due to this, they can spend, they can do the planning of spending of the money, right? So these is all are the things which is happening in the family. Okay, such are the things which is also happening in the organization point of view as well. Okay, if you see the organizational point of view, you can able to identify that in each and every organization there are certain rules and regulation which is led by the organization people. Okay, that you have to follow. First of all, when you get recruited in the organization, you are able to know the rules and regulation. The HR person, he is going to tell you the rules and regulation of the company, the terms and condition. If you are satisfied with the terms and condition, definitely you can able to join the company after giving the interview. Okay, if you are not able to satisfy the company's rules and regulation, definitely they will not going to take you, because in some companies their rules and regulation are different. I will give you a few examples that in some organization you have to work night shift as well, right? Some of the people are not ready to do the night shift, definitely they are not going to get recruited. Okay, so these kind of things which we are looking in particular organization as well. In the organization, if you are fit in that organization, definitely they are going to recruit you, and you have to manage the activities which the organization tells you, the organizational members are tells you. Okay, now over here the management activities point comes into the consideration. What do you mean by management? Actually, management is an old, as old as civilization. Okay, it is a life-giving element of every organization. Management is the most challenging, comprehensive, central of all human activities. Okay, managers not only affect the organization effectiveness, but also accomplish many special economic goals of the society. Okay, the primary functions of management is to satisfy the various stockholders of the organization. Okay, it has to make sure that the organization can earn enough profit that satisfied the shareholders as well. The management also aims at providing valued product to a reasonable cost of the consumer. All customers are the king. The growth and survival largely depends upon the demand of the customers. Okay. The another important objective is to provide regarding employment to the employees so as the best talent can be retained, and also has to be done effectively. Always remember that the manager has to play an important role in the organization, right? There are few things the managers should also have to follow, right? Now, if we are talking about the management work, the management main work is to get work done from the others. Okay, management simply is the process of decision making and the control over the actions of human beings for the express purpose of attaining predetermined goals. Okay, always remember that if you want to attain any kind of goal, definitely you have to work upon it. First of all, you have to make a proper plan, and you have to again make a proper direction towards that plan, and finally work on it and to make success and to get a success. So over here, it's an important thing for the management point of view. You have to follow the rules and regulation which is being led by the companies. Okay, and the management work is to get work done from the others, those who are working in the organization. That is also an important aspect and the important point. Okay, management is an art of getting things done through or with people in formally organized group. Okay, management is a distinct process consisting of planning, organizing, actuating, and controlling performance to perform and accomplishing the objectives by the use of people and resources. Okay, management is a development of people, not the direction of things. Okay, it is a selection, the training, and the supervision of the development of people. Okay. So you have understood the concept of management, right? The primary function of the management is to satisfy various stockholders of the organization. He has to make sure that the organization earn enough profit that satisfies shareholders. The management also aim at providing valued products at the reasonable cost of the customers. Okay, all customers after all, customer is a king, you know that, right? What today is the market that is called as a customer oriented market. Previously, before 1991, that is called as seller oriented market, because at that time monopoly kind of situation is there. You know the meaning of monopoly. What do you mean by monopoly? Monopoly means one seller and lots of buyer. At that time, there are no competition. Only few sellers are there, right? Due to which they are selling the price at a higher rate, because there is no competitor available, so they can do whatever they want to do. Okay, because non-availability of the competitor, they can increase their price as well. But now it is very much difficult to make an increment in the price, because customer is a king, and as per the order and as per the preference of the customer, you have to make a product, right? So this kind of situation is being occurring nowadays. You have to make a product as a customer wants. Okay, whatever the customer is needed, you have to make that kind of product. Okay, so you have understood this concept. In this 21st century has brought new challenges before workforce. Okay, everyone must adapt to rapidly changing society with constantly changing demand and opportunities. Everyone knows that in today's world there are lots of opportunities are there, lots of demand of a particular product are there. So you have to follow the things, you have to follow the rules and regulations. On the basis of rules and regulation, you have to indulge your activity. Okay, now the objective. Okay, these are all the objectives of your first unit. Introduce and define the concept of management, understand the nature and importance of management, explain the various managerial roles, describe the level of management, explain the various skills required by managers, identify the scope of management, describe the functions of management, understand organizational behavior and its importance, describe OB model. Okay, now let us discuss something about management. We have already discussed, but let us discuss in brief. Okay, organization process human and non-human income into valuable output. The input may include man, money, machinery, materials, methods, and output consist of product, services, profitability, customer and employee satisfaction. Okay, management acts as unifying process. It focus on the attainment of organizational goals in an effective and efficient manner through the use of human and non-human activities, or we can say resources. Okay, now management activity is very much important from the organizational growth and development, you know that. Okay, management activity can be an innovative one. It can be an individual approach to handle situation. It can be application and dedication of skills. It can be accomplishment of result. It can be initiative. It can be intelligence. Okay, all these are the qualities of the managers. Okay, always remember that managers plays an important role in determining the functions, whatever the role they have to play in the organization. They knows their roles very well, right? They are the person who is responsible for the productivity of the business, right? They have to show a good result because they have hired in the position of manager, and they have to actually manage the workers properly. If they able to manage the workers properly, definitely their business can able to grow, right? The business is definitely going to grow, but you are gonna have to manage the work as well. Okay, productivity can be measured in terms of output input ratio within a time period with the due consideration of quality. Productivity includes efficiency and effectiveness, whereas effectiveness means achievement of objective and efficiency means achievement of the output with least amount of resources and efforts. Okay, now let us see the management process. Over here they have given the management process. Now see how the management process work. You will see with this diagram. In input they have written man, money, machines and material, right? After doing this, what you have to do, you have to make a proper plan. You have to organize your plan. After that, you have to recruit a person. You have to give a proper direction to the people, right? the person, those who have recruited, you have to give a proper training in the form of direction. And after that, whatever things they are doing wrong, you have to make a control of that thing, and you will get an output in the field of product, profitability, services, employee satisfaction, and consumer satisfaction. Okay, so this is a management process. Okay, from the following are the some of the definition which is given by leading thinkers and practitioners. Now let us see the definitions of the management. First of all, management is an art of knowing what you want to do and when seeing that is done in the best and the cheapest way. Okay, management is a creation and maintenance of internal environment in the enterprise, whereas individual workers in group can perform efficiently and effectively towards the attainment of group goals. Okay, management is of art of getting things done through the people in formally organized group. Okay, this definition is given by O'Donnell, Pons and O'Donnell. Okay, in this definition, they have told that the internal environmental factors, take an example of money, machines, material, man, all these are the internal things. You have to make a proper management of all this stuff, so that with the help of these internal activities we can able to achieve the external activities. Okay, over here you have to make a proper planning, you have to make a proper organization of your plan, you have to make a proper direction towards your plan, and after that, whatever the things which is going on wrong, you have to make a control of that thing in order to attain a stated objective. Okay, whatever the objective that you have formed, you will able to achieve that objective. Okay, so these are the important aspect. Now we will see the nature of management. Okay, management is an universal in nature. Okay, we will discuss this concept now. It is a central force of every organized activity. All types of organization, take an example of university, government, hospital, hotels, army, club, cricket, and business environment, require application of the fundamental of principles of management. Management is a pervasive activity and is applicable to every organized activity, irrespective of size and type of activity. Okay, it is called as a universal in nature. Okay, management is called as a universal in nature. Okay, because in every organization, take an example of government, hospital, hotels, army, club, cricket, in every organization you will see that you have to manage each and everything in a proper way, and in every organization management is the priority, right? Management kind of activity is necessary in every organization, so it is called as a management in universal in nature. Okay, the second point is called as management aims at attainment of predetermined goals and objectives. Okay, management is a means of to achieve organizational goals. Okay, it ensures economy and efficiency in the use of human and non-human resources. Management is purposeful and success of the management in measures in terms of magnitude of goals attainment. Always remember that managers aims in attainment of predetermined goals and objectives. What do you mean by predetermined goals and objectives? Okay, you have made a plan. You also have to get a success in that plan. So what you have to do? You have to make a proper arrangement of direction as well, right? Right. If you make a proper direction of your goal, if you are following the rules and regulation which is led by you, if you are making a proper implementation of your plan, definitely you can able to achieve your goal, right? Whatever the predetermined goal you have fixed, you should try to achieve that goal, and for achieving that goal you have to go with the things which you have written in your planning process, right? So management aims of attainment of predetermined goals and objectives. Okay, then management is a group activity. Always remember that one person cannot achieve everything in the organization. If you want to achieve the things, definitely the group of people, those who are working in the organization, they have to work in a unity manner, right? They should also have to work in a proper way, then only they can able to achieve the thing. Okay, as you can see in the cricket also, if you want to win any kind of matches, what you have to do? You have to make a proper planning of how to make field placement, how to whom you have to give a bowling, which cricketer is going to come first and which person is going to come second, third, like that. Okay, due to which this planning is also very much necessary. Okay, to achieve the things which they have to achieve in the form of cricket in every field, not just in a cricket, in every field. If you want to achieve any kind of things, you have to make a proper utilization of available resources. You also have to make a group activity, and achieving that group activity, the managers should be having a very good qualities, and each and every person of that group, they have to follow the rules and regulation which is led by the managers, and each and everyone should follow the rules and regulation which is given by the managers actually. Okay, managers. Then next one is called a manager is a continuous process. Always remember that if you achieve one goal, definitely your role is not finished. Okay, because again you have to take another chance, another role, and in that role also you have to perform well. Okay, management activity is a continuous process. It is an ongoing process and refers to series of interrelated functions such as planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. This cycle is repeated every now and then till the goals of the organization and achieved. Okay, the next point is a management of a social practice, social process. Okay, always remember that it is a process of social activity which is concerned with the people. Okay, management is of the people, for the people, or by the people. Okay, it focus on interpersonal relation of the team building. Okay, always remember that it is a social process, because whatever work which you are doing in the organization, it is being done for the in the organization for the sake of the people only, right? Whatever the production your company is doing, they are doing for the sake of the consumers, right? And who are the consumer is also a human being only. So it's a kind of social process, right? Management is an integrative process. Management brings all human and non-human activities together uniformly, them and employing them to achieve goal. Always remember that all the human resources which they are utilizing, they should utilize them in a proper way to achieve the common objective. Okay, now see, utilization of human resources is also one kind of utilization of resources only, right? Why they are utilizing this human? Because human are the person, those who are helping to achieve the goal of the organization. That's why they are recruiting the employees, right? And employees are the person, those who are ready to work for the organization, and they are helping them to achieve the desired goal. Okay, management is a multidisciplinary disciplinary activity. Management is a specialized branch of knowledge. Okay, it has received input from several other disciplines as well. Okay, take an example of engineering, psychology, philosophy, anthropology, and economics, mathematics, commerce. In each and every field, management plays an important role. Okay, because in each and every field, knowledge of management draws a heavy knowledge of this management plays an important or vital role. Okay, in the field of economics also, in the field of mathematics also, in the field of engineering can be any field: mechanical, technological, telecommunication field of engineering, computer engineering. In each and every field, managers plays an important role. Okay, and in each and every field, the managers role are different, need to be different, but the main role is to getting things done by the others. Okay, that's the main management function. Management is an art and the science as well. Okay, it is a science of a systematic body, right? It is a science of systematic body. It is a theoretical knowledge and capable of general application as well. Management is an art because it involves the application of knowledge and skills to achieve the result, like any other art such as painting, music, etc., right? See, management is an art as well. Okay, because those who are managers, they know their art, right? They know how to tackle with the employees, their subordinates, right? How to get work done from them. right? So they know this kind of art, and this is also very much important for them to make a practice, right? So let us discuss the next point. Management is a science as well. Science is a organized knowledge, having clear concept, theory, and other accumulated knowledge developed from hypothesis, experimental, and analysis. Principles in management and fundamental truths that explain the relation between variables. Okay, principles are descriptive and prescriptive. Okay, they tells us the outcomes of the integration of variables, but do not tells us what to do. Okay, management is an art which required a personal skill, creativity, and result-oriented approach. Always remember that when you hire any kind of manager, he should have, first of all, he should have the experience, right? He should know how to get the things done from the others, I mean to say from the subordinates. He should know the creativity to handle the and to tackle the problems. So all these stuffs which is very much important from them. From this point of view, they should also be able to find out the solution of the problem as well. He should be creative and should be able to practically apply the knowledge. Okay, he should have the capability of implementation of skilled technological knowledge as well. Okay, because he has hired in the position of manager. Now let us discuss with the importance of managers, right? There are few importance which has been given. Let us discuss one by one. Achievement of goal. Definitely management act as a unifying source of bring towards factors and production of both human and non-human to achieve the objectives of the organization. Management is also one of the factors of production. Okay, without coordination efforts and management, no other factors of production can be produced or desired result in isolation. Okay, okay, optimum utilization of resources. Managers should be able to utilize their resources properly. Okay, proper resources and proper resources and proper utilization of resources should be done by the managers. Okay, it is the responsibility of managers to utilize the resources effectively. Okay, it also helpful for them to avoid wastage as well as and to utilize the resources which is available in the organization in a proper manner. So it's a responsibility of managers to handle all this stuff. Next one is called as the integration of various interests. Shareholders are the interested in earning profit from business. Okay, employees expect a decent pay of their employment. Government expect tax and compliances with rules and regulations set by them. The managers try to balance these deserved goals that may be sometimes conflicting. Okay, several survival and growth. Always remember that factors of the environmental are consistently changing. The change in the government policies, customer preference, and technology can sometimes provide opportunity for the growth or can act as a threat of survival. Okay, managers is consistently scanning the environmental and analyzing the possible efforts in change of the organization. Managers take appropriate steps in eliminating threats and gap opportunities. Always remember that uh, managers plays an key role in the growth and development of the organization, because managers knows the government rules and regulation very effectively. Managers knows the customer preference, customer test and preference very effectively. He is capable of knowing the technological which is coming into the market, technological things which is coming into the market, and he should be able to indulge that technological things which is coming into the market in the business as well. So it's a responsibility of managers to see all this stuff, right? Then the next one is called as development of nature. Always remember that managers plays an important role in economic development as well, because he is a person those who are able to manage the quality of management of its care resources. Whatever the resources which they are having, they are utilizing that resources and making them a proper utilization of this. Okay, due to which they can make a optimum utilization of the resources, and with the help of that resources they can utilize this they can utilize these resources for the upbringing and the development of the organization. Okay, always remember that managers produce wealth for the nation by deploying factors of production to produce output with the that are needed and desired by the people. This way they can generate wealth and employment to improve the standard of living of the people as well. If you want to, if you want to increase the uh, if you want to increase the standard of living, definitely you should have a good amount of money into your pocket. Definitely you should get a good employment opportunity, then only you can able to standardize your living, right? For standardizing your living, what are the things you required? An employment opportunities, you required a good handsome amount of money, right? Due to which your spending amount, you can able to at least get a minimum requirement things, right? Next one is management rules. Always remember that there are few rules in the management that you have to follow. First one is a interpersonal rule, second one is a informational rule, third one is a decisional rule. Okay, the first rule is called as a interpersonal rule, right? It includes figurehead, leadership, liaison, and the second one is called as a informational rule. It includes monitor, disseminator, spokesman. Okay, the third one is called as decisional rule, that is called as an entrepreneur, negotiator, resource allocator, disturbance handler. Okay, then interpersonal rule. Okay, we are going to see each and everything in a proper way. First of all, we will discuss with the management rule. Okay, the role of the organization set out a behavior with the expected from the individual. Roles throw light on how managers perform their work. Okay, management expert professors, after studying the work performed by the executors in the year 1960, proposed that managers' work can be put down to 10 common rules. Okay, the rules or the expectations of managers' behavior at work are grouped into three categories. Okay, let us discuss the categories one by one. As I have told you, the interpersonal rule, it includes fingerhead, leadership, and liaison. Okay, let us discuss the first point, that is called as interpersonal rule. This rule concerned with the interpersonal relationship or integration of managers with the people inside and outside the organization. Okay, the three the three interpersonal rules are as fingerhead rule. Okay, this is the first rule, that is called as fingerhead rule. The manager perform duties from the ceremonial in nature. It represents the organization in many matters of formality, attending social functions, greeting visitors, making speeches, okay, hosting receptions, by showing honors. They perform social and legal duties and act as a symbolic leader. Okay, now fingerhead rules. In that rules, you have to follow lot of rules. The first one is, the functions which attending social functions, right? In social functions, they also have to gathering the visitors. They also have to uh, make aware to the audience that there are few visitors, those who are coming into the meeting. You also have to facilitate that meeting, that visitors, right? You also have to make a speech, because managers are the person, those who are making a proper speech. You also has to host the reception as well. You also have to honor the honorable chair leaders as well. You also have to give them opportunity to speak, right? So that they can also give their own practical examples towards the audience, right? What are the things they have done, how they have achieved to this level, or whatever the functions theme is, that they have to tell to the audience as well. So they have to play an all-rounder role, right? Then second one is called as leadership role. It includes directing and motivating people towards organizational objective. He influence is subordinate to expert high level of efforts. He builds a relationship with employees, coaches them, and support them so that they meet work related goals that are essential for organizational growth and survival. Always remember that leadership plays an important role over here, and managers should have a leadership quality. Don't forget that their leadership quality is an important aspect. Okay. Third one is called lesson role. The manager serves a link between their organization and other outside the organization in order to maintain maturity benefits relation. They maintain contact with the people outside the organization so as to evaluate environmental factors affecting the organization. Self-developed network of contract which government and other organization group can help in obtaining favor and information. Okay, so these all are the three important interpersonal roles. Then we are going to see the informational role. Okay, first one is called as a monitor role. Okay, he seeks internal and external information that are relevant to the organization through various sources. He usually receives and collect information about the issues that can affect the organization through reading magazine reports and talking of others. Okay, over here, managers plays an important role in internal and external information provider also, because always remember that whenever the managers talk about their organization, it also tells about the organization growth and growth, as well as how the organization achieved the level of the thing, right? He also monitors from different prospectors as well. He also able to give the information about the issues that can be affect the organization through reading magazine reports and talking to others. Okay, over there he talks about their organization growth and development. So internal and external information, he are the person those who share. Okay, disseminator. Manager transmit valuable and important information from the members of the organization that could otherwise be inaccessible to them. Okay, the managers transmit factual and value-based information to the subordinates through memorandums and holding information meeting with them. Okay, spokesperson. Managers represent his unit to the outside world. He communicates about the performance and the policies of his unit, of people outside his unit. Okay, he transmit information regarding organizational plan, future actions of the people external to the organization. They do it by holding board meeting and giving information in the media. Always remember that managers plays an important role in as a part of spokesperson as well. Okay, because spokesperson is a person those who are telling the story of the company, right? Whatever the things which is happening in the company, he is the person those who are telling the things to the media or to the other person in the public as well. So management plays that role also. It plays a role of information provider as well. Okay, decisional role. The third point is called as a decisional role. Okay, the manager has to make a decision, important decision that have a significant impact on the organization. The four decision roles that managers adopt are called as entrepreneur. Second one is disturbance handler. Third one is resource allocator, and fourth one is negotiator. Okay, the first role which we are going to see is called as entrepreneur. Managers encourages innovation, brings about changes in organization and start new projects to improve the organization. Okay, environment is ever changing. Change in technology, political, social, and economic setup may changes the business definition in the organization. Managers look for the ideas and opportunities in the organization and then design to initiate change so that the organization can be left behind, should not be left behind. Always remember that managers encourages innovation. You should know that innovation is the first thing in the organization. If you are doing the innovation thing in the organization, definitely your business can able to survive for a longer duration of time. If you're not making any kind of changes in the organization, definitely your business is not going to be certain for a longer duration of time. Your business is not going to be grow, and there may be chances that you can wind up your business because the losses start occurring then. because changes is required nowadays, because as we all know that it's a customer oriented market. Okay, whenever you see a customer oriented market, you should not forget that in the customer oriented market, you have to satisfy customer first. Customer priority should be given first, and then to the other things. Okay, so over here you should be able to make a product which the customer wants. And nowadays, new technological product the customer are ready to purchase, so you have to make that kind of products. Okay, then disturbance handler. When the organization is threatened or unexpected difficulties, the manager is responsible for forming organizational strategy. He has to help with unexpected organizational breakdowns. Okay, for example, strike by the workers for higher pay package, increase in the price of imported raw materials due to the increase in custom duty. He has to provide a solution to overcome such unexpected problems. Now, see, this kind of disturbance handling, this kind of disturbances are always occurring in the organization. If you want to, grow your organization, you should also have to see all this stuff. Okay, the first thing which you have to see is to strike by workers and the higher pay packages. Okay, always remember that the workers are doing the strike kind of things because they are not getting the remuneration properly. Okay, they also needed high price. Okay, whatever work they are doing, they are not satisfied with the work. So over here managers have to come with the solution, right? Managers has to provide the solution to such kind of problems, and it's a responsibility of the managers to solve such kind of problems. Then the next point is called as a raw material price increment. Okay, always remember that whenever government lay tax on the raw material, definitely on the product, definitely the prices of raw material is going to be grow, right? It's going to be increased. So over here it's a responsibility of the worker. The worker should see that the price should not be increased. If the price is increased, then definitely he have to make some kind of settlement with the supplier, right? Because supplier is a person, those who are supplying the raw materials to the company. So over here he should also have to come with the solution type of technique to solve such kind of things. Okay, he should also able to give a proper solution to such kind of problem which is coming in their way, right? And it is called as unexpected problem which is occurring. Okay, because now you are getting the raw materials very quickly, but after sometimes you are not able to get a raw material quickly because there is a price high, and the supplier is not ready to supply the goods because of the high price increment. So you have to manage the supplier as well. You also have to manage the company's policies as well, due to which you can able to get the advantage of the raw material, get the proper raw material at the proper time. So you should know all this stuff, and it's a responsibility of managers to come across with this problem and to solve in a better effective way from his own, because managers are having the techniques to solve such kind of things. And if managers can able to if the managers is not able to solve the problem, then definitely he is not called as a manager, right? So managers responsibility is to solve such kind of things. Okay, then the next one is called as a resource allocator. Manager is responsible for the allocation of all types of resource, including funding, equipment, resource including funding, equipment, human resources, time, etc., to various organization unit. It does it through budgeting, scheduling, right? Managers control and authorize use of resources. Always remember that managers are the responsible for allocation of all types of resources, the resources which include the funding, right? Proper funding, it also includes the salaries of the workers as well. It also includes the machinery thing. I mean to say the second point, that is called as equipment. It includes the machinery thing. You should also get the machinery which is required for the organization. If the machinery is not working properly, it's the manager's responsibility to see at this stage and to solve the problem of the machinery as well. The resource allocation, managers should also have to follow the rules and regulation. He should also have to make a proper resource allocation of the things which is required. Then time, always remember that whatever the whatever the demand of the product is there in the market, he should, the manager is responsible to supply that product into the market at the given time. Okay, because there are customers, or we can say there are retailers, those who are ready to purchase your product. So you have to give them product whenever the demand is there in the market. So you have to always remember that manager is called as a resource allocator. Then next one is called a negotiator. Okay, he present his organization unit and carries out negotiation in bringing process. He may negotiate with people outside the organization for negotiating price with the vendor. He may negotiate with other units in the organization to gain advantages for his own unit for negotiating for allocation in a limited resources of the organization. Always remember that each and everything is not going in your favor. Okay, even in the organization point of view, I'm telling, managers work is not going, I mean to say, managers are not getting each and everything in his pocket, right? He what he used to do, he used to maintain a proper plan for the achieving that resources things as well. Okay, now in the organization you will see there are few resources available in the organization. You should able to utilize that resources, but there are few limited resources also available in the organization. You cannot utilize that to the optimum level. Why it is so? Because resources which is available in the organization, it is not up to the mark. I mean to say, suppose take an example that you have got near about 500 units manufacturing things in one day. You have to manufacture near about 500 units, and you just have 3 employees today and 1 machine. But while utilizing these 3 employees and from one machine, you can able to produce near about 200 units only. So you have to produce near about 500 units in a particular day. So how you will produce? So what you have to do, you can tell to the laborers, to the other laborers also to join your organization, because there are lots of laborers, those who are absent today. So you tell them to come into the organization. If they are unable to come into your organization, what you will do, you will give them money. You will transfer the money and you will tell them, come by rickshaw, come by any transport you are available. Please come today, because today we are having a huge amount of work and there is very less amount of workers available. So managers should also have to handle such kind of things in such kind of way, because work comes first. So it's a responsibility of the managers to get work done from the employees. Even the employees is absent, you have to manage your employees in a proper way. You have to call the employees for the work, right? Because the workload is very high and you have to call that workers and you have to manage your work in a proper way. So this is the one thing which the organization and the organizational managers should also have to do. Okay, now let us discuss with the level of management. Now see, there are 3 levels of management. First one is called as top level management, second is called as level management, and third one is called as first level management, or we can say a bottom level management. Okay, in top level management, see, this level of management tells about the position of managers in the organization on the basis of authority and responsibility. Each level has its own distinction function and the role. Okay, the number of managers at each level reduce as we move towards the top of the pyramid. The management can be classified on the basis of hierarchy. They perform different tasks and roles. Now let us see the level of management. The level of management consists of board of directors, presidents, and CEO. They are responsible for overflowing of the entire organization. They develop goals, strategic plans, objectives, and boards of policies of the enterprise. They decide about the structure of the organization. They appoint middle level executives and coordinate with the activities. The top level management, their role is to set up the policies of the organization. They also set up the goal and the objectives of the organization as well. Okay, they are answerable to the shareholders of the organization and responsible for the overall performance of the organization. Okay, you know who are the shareholders. So shareholders are the person those who are doing the investment in the organization, right? Because they are doing the investment in the organization, so it's their first role. Okay, then the next point, they should have understanding of competition, world economics, politics, and social trends that affects the organization effectiveness. They decide about the factors that are vital for the organization, for the survival and the growth of the organization, like shutting down of an unprofitable plant, entering into the new market, introducing new product in the market, opening new plant, etc. So all this work are the top level managers work. Okay, because top level managers role is to expand the business as well. They are keen to know about the profit of the company, the budget of the company, due to which they can try for the expansion activities as well. They can maintain an isolation with liaison with the outside world such as government, trade association, association of the industries, etc. Now the shareholders, those who are doing the investment in the companies, right? The shareholders, those who are doing the investment in the companies, their main motto is to follow the rules and regulation of the companies. They are doing the investment in the companies, so they are keen to know about the profit of the organization. They knows about the profit of the organization, and they are very much eager to know how much profit in the organization are increasing. Okay, so uh, so if you want to know if you want to know about the profit into the organization, so it's a responsibility of the managers, those who are ready to give the answer to the shareholders, because shareholders are the person they are investing into the business, so they are a prime person of the organization. So it's a responsibility of the organization, it's a responsibility of the managers to answer the questions, because if loss is occurring into the organization, definitely shareholders are going to question to the or they are going to question to the managers, top level managers, why we are facing the losses. So at that time, the managers are the person those are going to give the answer. So it's a responsibility of the managers to answer each and every question, the question which is going to be asked by the shareholders, because shareholders are the investors of the company. They are also called as the owner of the company because they are doing the investment. Okay, till the time they are called as the owner of the company because they are doing the investment. And all the investors, they should get a profitable amount, right? For that purpose, definitely they are keen to know how much profit the company is going to do. If the company is suffering from the losses, definitely they will going to ask the question to the top level managers, why we are facing the problem of losses. So it's a responsibility of the company to provide the answer. Okay, so the top level managers should have to answer if the losses are occurring, why it is occurring. So okay, so to make decisions regarding the distribution of profit and return earning, definitely the top level managers are the person those who provide the profit to the shareholders. They are also providing the dividend to the shareholders, right? Whatever the dividend the company is going to declare, it is being in the hand of the top level managers. Okay, so we have discussed the top level management activity. We are going to discuss the middle level and the bottom level activity in the upcoming lecture, because now 1 hour has been over. Okay, we are going to discuss the remaining part in the upcoming lecture. Definitely we are going to see the top level management activity in brief, and again we are also going to see the middle level activity and the bottom level activity. So all these activity are necessary from your exam point of view as well, and these activities are very much necessary to understand how the management activity works. Okay, how managers are handling all this level of activities. Okay, one by one we are going to study in the upcoming lecture. Okay,